found myself as a brooding teenager, loathing working behind the counter for no money, right? Mm-hmm. And vowed to myself that I would never do this. And like many of those things we say as teenagers, they come for full circle. So when my wife, I joined the Marines right out of high school. Traveled a little bit. When my wife and I got married, we got married pretty young, about 20. We actually had on our kind of like premarital counseling goals, and our goal list was to start a coffee shop. And we ended up starting one 2 years later in 2008, mm-hmm. Which is now Telemetry Coffee Roasters. It used to be Stony Creek Roasters. We started as Stony Creek, and then we changed the name. So
okay.
So I've had a coffee shop, cafe, roastery for going on 10 years now. And that kind of launched me into thinking about water, right? I went to the coffee symposium, now RICO, and a couple years ago when Maxwell, Kelowna Dashwood, and Chris Hendon were speaking in Seattle. So that was right when Water for Coffee came out. And so I've been thinking about that. In Ohio, we have a really, really hard water, and always been thinking about how can I communicate good water to, my customers. And then, I had the conversation with Charles, and that's kind of then what launched into Third Wave Water.
Okay. All right. Well, tell us a little bit about Third Wave Water. What for those who don't know about your fame, okay, your fame on Shark Tank and all that. Tell us a little story about what is Third Wave Water and how did you get to where you are now?
Yeah, so we started Third Wave Water in 2016. We launched it at the end of October at a Barista Guild of America Bloom event in Chicago. Our first online sale was November of 2016. We started doing wholesale orders international orders in December. Also in December, we were nominated Best New Product of the Year from Sprudge for 2016.
Nice.
We were in Barista Magazine, Roast Magazine. We did a Kickstarter in January. Our goal of $10,000. We hit that in 11 hours. Wow. And ended up raising about $30,000. Then in March, we got a call from the producers of Shark Tank and said, "Hey, we saw you guys and think you'd be great on the show. You should apply." And they gave us the application. We kind of, got to jump a few steps, but started that application, which was pretty much like, hey, the odds of making it are slim to none, but here, try your best. And our thought was, well, we should at least try, have this opportunity come and to do nothing with it would be silly. So we started down that journey of, multiple videos, speaking with the producers there, kind of refining what our pitch was. We had some interesting human aspects. Charles used to work for NASA. I was in the Marine Corps. It was a coffee product, so it kind of checked all of their boxes in terms of what people like to see on the show.
Right.
And then we have filming in June in LA. We got a deal with Barbara on the show, and then the show aired in October. And then things went kind of gangbusters from there.
Yeah. You're pretty busy right now?
We're getting ready to become an Amazon vendor through their Launchpad program. So hopefully get into their grocery delivery, international distribution through them. So that's that part's growing on the website, just handling, we get about 50 to 100 orders a day. So
busy. Beautiful. So in the coffee industry, from the farmer who plants the plant all the way through to the consumer, what area would you say is your particular place in this coffee industry?
Yeah, well, so it started out as a thought of we're for the people at home because there are decent solutions for cafes and roasteries, but it's kind of morphed into farm to cup. We provide all of the water for cupping in Burundi for Ben Carlson and the I've drawn a blank on their co-op name, but we were also used in Laos at a coffee farm there. But basically, they have a lot of the similar problems where those countries have potable water issues. So most of their drinking water is reverse osmosis,
Mm-hmm.
and they're able, if they cup their coffee and it doesn't taste as good as it could, they're not going to sell it for as much as they could. So this helps them, improve their coffee taste. Not necessarily improve the coffee, but not let the water get in the way of it.
Yeah.
We also have a second patent on a commercial system we're working on, which will take our minerals and remineralize RO water automatically, and you can then use third wave water in a coffee shop, in a cafe, a roastery. So that should be ready this summer.
Yeah. Yeah. Those of you just joining us, we're with Taylor Miner of Third Wave Water, and he's telling us a little bit about how he came to into the coffee industry and what he does now. And so, Taylor, what would you do if you could do anything to change this coffee industry better? What would you do other than what you're already doing, I guess?
Yeah, no, I guess it would be to educate baristas and growers and roasters, in the turbulent time we have now, where politics and business seem to intersect more often and more often. I think we need a lot more empathy and really lessons in history and kind of understanding where everybody comes from if we're going to make it to the other side without pulling ourselves apart. But no, I mean, other than that, I guess that's maybe a little too deep for what we need in just specialty coffee. I mean, I think we're heading in that direction.
Because of your
sustainability for farmers, right? Like, we know all of the issues with climate change, the future of specialty coffee, making sure our own, industry doesn't stink, and taking care of our own business. And I think we're trying to do a good job of that.
Yeah. And I think it's good. It's a good experience because of what you guys like you are doing. And we appreciate that as well. What's your favorite drink? If you could only pick one.
Yeah, my favorite cup of coffee is whatever's free and in front of me, right? So, but no, just drip coffee, and a good, washed or natural Ethiopian. It's hard to go wrong, right?
Exactly.
I'm drinking a Colombian Excelsior now, but no, I'm maybe old school like that. So
that makes two of us. So tell us a little bit. Okay, the Third Wave Water. If you go to thirdwavewater.com, this is what you'll see. All right. So you'll want to be looking at Third Wave Water. Look into it. See what it's all about, because it does. And I have a personal experience that it makes a cup of coffee better than and I live in Ohio as well. So it makes a difference. And Taylor, thank you for taking the time to share a little bit about who you are and what you're doing. You mentioned that Third Wave Water is moving in a direction you're doing more than just providing water on your website or minerals on your website, but you're going to be getting into the grocery store, and you have a patent pending and all that sort of thing. So we look forward to continuing our journey with you as you go forward. And thanks again.
Hey, thanks, Scott. Appreciate it.
Okay. All right.